Rich from rjpacini.com here. Just giving you a little rich tip here. Today I'm going to talk about your vacuum cleaner, and if it's losing vacuum and suction power. It's probably not the vacuum cleaner itself. It could be a couple of things, but most likely it's the filters that need to be cleaned. And I'm just going to point it out to you, the things that we have in here. First off, the one I'm using here, this vacuum cleaner I use, is the Bissell Power Force bagless vacuum. It's not a bad vacuum cleaner. As you can see, there is debris in there, but the reason I'm doing it is for a purpose, for demonstration purposes. So what I want to do is I'm going to pause the video for a second, and I'm going to take it into the next room, and I'm going to show you what needs to be cleaned to get the ultimate vacuum performance out of the vacuum cleaner. I've had an experience again like this, like I say in my previous videos, regarding the faucet, bathroom faucet fixtures, how they weren't giving out enough flow, and I cleaned the filter and everything seemed to work fine. This, however, is an inexpensive vacuum cleaner. It was purchased at Walmart. I don't know, it was maybe $35, $40, whatever is on sale. It works great. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it does have filters in there that need to be changed, and it does pick up. It does work when everything is working, when everything is clean, clean. So let me show you. I'm going to take it to the next room. I'm going to show you how I clean it, how I take care of maintenance this vacuum cleaner. Again, it's still cheaper to clean the filter rather than go out and buy a whole new one when you don't really need to. And out of that, you save money. So I'll be right back with you. Thank you. Okay, folks, I'm back. I'm going to show you on this particular vacuum cleaner what's what parts, what filters come off of where. And over here, I have a bucket of water, and I'm going to use Mr. Clean to clean the components. Well, clean the filters, just like components. A little in there was there, right? And to the left of me, oh, I should say to the right of me, I have some rags that I use, and I'm just going to move it over here, and I'm going to put the other one on the other side. You might want to also have a clean rag for your hands. These are cut up jeans. I use these here because they're durable cloth, and they can be machine washed, and they're not the greatest, but they do the trick. And the other thing I want to show you is that when you're cleaning the filters, you might want to clean out the main canister first before you do anything. So let's take this out here. This pops out. As you can see, there is debris there. I use a bag, just something in here. Give it a few shakes, taps. Okay. And try to get as much as you can, because the more you get out, the better, of course. All right. Now, we'll put the bag on the side, the garbage, and we'll start taking out the parts that are in here. Over here, you unscrew this. Very simple to do. It's not hard to do. You'll see these filters, they get pretty clogged up sometimes. This one's not too bad. I mean, I cleaned this maybe a couple weeks back. But the whole purpose of having the soapy water is to put this in there. I'm going to put it in a bucket over here and let that soak in there for a moment. Okay. The water will turn, it will turn black. Then over here, make sure you get a rag to dry your hands off. Right, the thing's not plugged in, but you might always want to make sure. There's another filter here, and as you can see, that gets dirty too. It's like a fabric type of filter. It's durable. I mean, I wouldn't throw it in a wash machine, of course. This is stuff to be hand washed. And of course, I'm going to throw this in a soapy bucket too. That's why I get the clean rags. Okay, now with that inside, I'm going to throw this in there too. With that, again, I usually take the rag to wipe my hands because I don't want to get any water in there. There's another one right over here with this particular filter. Vacuum, I should say. It's a little, I don't know, wiry, spongy type of thing here. Just throw that in there. Now, while those are soaking in there, the main one here, this one's usually the real dirty one. I mean, you couldn't get anything more dirty than that. Look at that. You know, and if people expect the vacuum cleaner to work, it's not going to work when it's clogged up like this. What I would do is take that bag again that I put the first one in. This unit here could be putting submerged in a bucket. That's why I got a nice sized bucket here. This could be cleaned out too. Okay, so that's going to go in there. That's going to soak in there. I would say out of all the filters, the main one in cleaning is always the one that's on the bottom that comes out of the canister. And as you can see, this is why I have a rag over here to, you know, one of these rags, because you could see, I mean, dust will go all over the place. But the thing is, in doing so, make sure that, you know, you got an area where you can work with it. Okay. All right. So we're going to throw this in the bucket as well. Let that soak. I always found this one here to be the most challenging one to clean out because, you know, look at this thing. I mean, people wonder why the vacuum cleaners ain't sucking dirt up. Look at this. Okay. Anyway, it's a sponge. We're going to take it off. Take off the sponge here. And under there, you got another filter. This one here, again, I put it in water. Either way, you could run it under water like if you've got a garden hose, but I usually will soak it in here as well. Okay, people may say you can't do it, but I did this a couple times and it works. It dries it out. That's the whole purpose of having the rags on the floor here. So you let these clean out. Like I said, I'm soaking this stuff in Mr. Clean. This one here was always a challenging one. And what I found out when you want to clean this, I usually use a toothbrush, again with the bag. Keep the bag over here. And just lightly brush it in there because you're going to throw this in the bucket as well. Try to get as much as you can off. Let me point the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm using a toothbrush here to do this here. Toothbrushes come in handy. Now if you take the time and initiative to do this here, it's not that bad. I'm doing this in the spare room. It's not that bad to do. You know, it's a little time and effort, you know. But for the most part, it saves you money in buying filters that you really don't need. This one here does create a lot of dust, and it is it is a dirty filter, I mean, I have to honestly say. But once you get a lot of it off, again, I put this here in the bucket. And as you can see, I got quite a bit cleaned off. You can see the dust in there. And now we're going to throw this in the bucket. And we're just going to do is, you know, swish it around, squeeze out any of the dirt in there. Move this to the side. I'm going to move this bucket over here, see what I'm doing? Okay, and always keep a rag with you. And again, don't put that where you just cleaned on the one that's a dusty one. Put it on a rag, a better rag, cleaner rag. That's just to contain the dirt, the dust. So you give it a few little squishes around. Again, this is soaking in Mr. Clean. Okay. Like this. And you can see it'll come out fairly clean. That's just soapy water on there. Let it dry. The reason why I asked about a brush or a sponge is with certain things like this here, you could just give it a quick cleaner like this. Like that. Make sure it's clean out. Okay, keep it clean. Again, push it to the side here. This is that plastic thing here I had. Just rinse that out like that, shake it out. This is the other one that held the other filter. Again, with the sponge, just give it a quick wash. and you're gonna let it sit overnight. So, you know, make sure you, before you do this project, this little mini project here, make sure you give your floor a vacuum, because you're not going to use it the same day. It's got to let everything dry out. I usually do is I put it outside on a nice hot sunny day like today. It's going to be nice hot out. I'll put it outside and let it dry, and then in a couple hours I'll put it back in here, but I still won't use it. I'll give it a good day and a half to dry. Okay, that's why I say get the sponge, in case people are wondering what the sponge is for. The sponge is to clean out stuff like this here. Alright, again, when you put that, that's the purpose of the rags. And then you got this big guy. Well, this one here, same thing, you squeeze it out. That's the one that goes over here. And you got this one. There's not really much components with this vacuum cleaner, but the thing is, if you take the initiative and do a little maintenance on it like this, cleaning maintenance, you'll be alright. You'll get many years of your vacuum cleaner use. You know. Alright, let's clean this up really good. That's why I like the sponge. It's moving in there and out. Okay. You let that dry. Then you get the filter. Now these don't get too dirty. I mean, let me just show you something really quick in here. If you look in here, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but oh, this thing's dripping all over the place. It's not too dirty, so you can still see where it's white. I don't know if you can see that, but it's still white in there, which gives me an indication it's not dirty. Don't forget now, you got this one that's going over this. So I'm saying this is going over this here, so it wraps around it. So I would tend to believe that this would be, you would still get a lot of use out of it. Okay, so we're going to put that to the side, and we know there's one more in there, that little guy right here. These hardly don't get too much dirt, but they are effective. They do work. They do work. They do a job. And basically, that's all there is to maintenance on the vacuum cleaner. What I usually do is, with the sponge, of course everything is unplugged, I just give the inside a good cleaning like this here. You know, give it a good, nice little dusting in there. And this way you can see the vacuum cleaner look nice and clean. We can move it up a little. You know, give it a little clean. Like that. And that's basically all there is to it. And then, you know, of course you're going to do everything when it's unplugged, you know, and that's basically all there is. And I guarantee it, if you do that, even though it's a cheap vacuum cleaner, you still will get use out of it. It doesn't take long to do, and like I said, that's all you got to do. A bucket, little, you know, soapy water, and you're in business. You know, you're in business with that. It'll give you more years of life to work with it. It really will. And I guarantee it. Let me know if you try this here, how it works for you, and let me know the results. If you think it was a good tip, let me know. Just drop me just comment on it. And thank you very much for your time and stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a great day, and I hope this helped. Thank you. Bye.